Hey, Endar here with another Destiny 2 guide. We're taking a look at the Shattered Throne dungeon this time.
For more than 2 weeks, I have watched a sickness consume my city. My people have been laid low by this infection, this ugly wish. I am so hungry for vengeance. The well has opened the gateway. May the Queen's will protect you. And cousin, if the walls begin whispering, do not listen.
So you can find this mission when the curse is at its strongest in the Dreaming City, down in the Confluence.
Gateway. May the Queen's will protect you. And cousin, if the walls begin whispering, do not listen.
Oddly, her audio is repeating.
Gateway. Queen's
That's a
will
glitch
protect you.
in the game, or if it's something with recording.
Listen.
Hopefully it doesn't repeat too many times. Let's move forward to this door, and everybody needs to be there for it to open.
Listen.
So this dungeon is recommended power of 580, and there are enemies at the end that are 590, so you're going to want to be close to max level at the time of this recording. And yeah, the last boss does actually get pretty tough, so you're going to want all of the power you have. Now I used a full Reverie Dawn set with almost all of them having Transcendent Blessing mods, which give you bonus damage in the Dreaming City. Definitely helps. So just keep following this path forward, and we'll get to the first section. Now I decided to use Nameless Midnight with explosive rounds, the one you can get from Zavala, and it worked pretty well. It's like 585, I think, 586, somewhere around there. And then I was using I think it's called Nation of Beasts hand cannon, tier 10 one from the raid. It has Dragonfly, so that's why I like to use it, plus I love hand cannons. We'll say there were some encounters where I kind of wish I had something like an auto rifle or a shotgun, something that handles a little better in closer range, but that's what teammates are for. I do end up switching later on for other encounters. So this first room, you'll see the two fish swimming in a circle. That's going to tell you where you need to go first to clear ads. There's going to be all these different sections, different areas that have symbols on the wall, and you have to match them. That'll let you know where you got to go. So I was just looking up, because when I played this the first time, I wrote down where I found them. So we're heading to that section, and it does take some exploration. So you see in that room there was the diving bird. And you'll know when you find the section because there'll be the yellow bar labyrinth enemy. It's a pretty big area, but once you play it for a little while, you'll know where pretty much everything is. I still am not 100% positive the quickest ways to get around, but if you look at that one, that's the fish swimming to the right. So it's just on the wall in the back. And yeah, you can figure out where you are just looking. This is the Garden of the Prophet, so just kind of pay attention to that so you can get a feel for the area. And when you get to the place with the right symbol, yeah, you'll find the yellow bar enemy. You kill him and kill all the other ads, and then a new symbol will appear, and it's just a continuously repeating thing. And eventually you'll get the one with the downward, or the diving bird, and that'll be back at the start, and then that'll bring you to the next area, because it'll open up a place to drop down. Not much to say about the fights here. There can be a lot of thrall. There are some captains, so something that can do solar damage is good. Other than that, we just take your time, kind of stay back. You can snipe enemies, you can use sleeper, scouts. I would definitely bring something that's long range because there are hobgoblins around that you'll want to deal with. So that's why I wanted the scout for sure on this section.
Guardian down. You unraveled the battle.
Okay. That'll open up this section. Moving out of the first encounter. Drop down here. Just keep following the path. A lot of these sections are pretty straightforward. Obviously there are secret like chests and lore hidden around, but I haven't gotten those yet. Probably make a separate video about that. So this part you might be confused where to go. You actually have to drop down. Now you can snipe these guys or use a scout rifle just to make it a little safer, but they're not difficult anyways. You can just drop down. Now moving up these stairs, there's actually, I believe it's a captain at the top who's yellow bar, and he's actually pretty tough. We struggle a little bit here, but yeah, just be aware of all these snipers moving up, and you're just gonna go up some staircases. Alright, now on this section, you've got to follow these sort of beams to the left. There will be ogres, and if they hit you when you're on the beam, they'll most likely knock you off. Even with just one shot, they can knock you off. Sniper works well here. Probably sleeper. If you want a challenge, you can just try to get past it without killing them. There is a secret relic here to the right that you can carry to a statue over to the left, front left. Or far left, I suppose it is. And that's for, I think, like a chest or something later on, but it doesn't give you anything at this point unless you activate some other ones. So yeah, I like to, if you just take it slow, kill all the ogres that spawn as you go. And then once you get over to you see that doorway over there, that's where you want to head. Alright, on this next part, you're going to go through this sort of gateway, which will make you slowed in this whole section, and there are going to be thrall chasing you. So just keep moving, and a shotgun works if you get stuck in a pinch or something like something with dragonfly on it, like a hand cannon. But usually, yeah, you just keep walking and just jump over the thrall. Obviously, if you're like a warlock with the healing rift or well of radiance, that's a good way to save yourself if need be. But on this run, we don't have a problem doing it. If you just keep moving. So basically, you go to the left, and I think you just keep going to the left, and then you get to the end here. You just jump through there. That's the end of that little bit.
Guardian down.
Alright, now we're on to the first boss. So what you're going to need to do here, you'll see as you drop down, there are 4 wells, which are those glowing platforms down there. There are going to be 4 wizards that spawn around the kind of the perimeter of the room. That boss has a shield that's immune. So what you need to do is kill the wizards. Each time you kill a wizard, it will drop something called Petitioner's Mark, and you kind of have a time limit of when you can get the next one, or else you'll wipe. So basically you kill one wizard, grab the Petitioner's Mark, and then move on to the next one. Yep, so it gives you 45 seconds. Basically we just rotate around the room. You can kind of pick which way you want to go. Doesn't really matter in this case. So it's good to have something with void damage for the shields, but if you're high enough level like we are, it's kind of irrelevant. I was using the EP shotgun. It's a quick way to kill them after it starts getting weak. I just run in there, blast it. Now for my heavy weapon, I'm using the Whisper of the Worm. It's very good for this boss. If you're trying to one-phase this boss, that is a good weapon to use. I'm also running Well of Radiance, that way we won't have to worry about dodging the boss, we can just sit there and DPS. Yep, so sometimes when I'm rushing with the shotgun like that, the wizard will take me out. So when you die, you lose the Petitioner's Mark, but each time the wizard gets killed, everyone gets that Petitioner's Mark. So as long as one person survives all 4 of the wizard encounters, they'll have enough to dunk into the well. So yeah, this should be the last one here. So yeah, as I played this section more, I realized there are some better spots to cover. So you'll definitely want to play around with it a little bit. I don't really show the best spots in this video. This was kind of one of my early runs. Yep, so I still only have, 2 Petitioner's Marks, so it's not enough. So now I'm waiting for my teammate. I called it out. Go dunk it. So he puts it in. I put up the well, and it's DPS. He'll shoot Axion darts at you. They do a lot of damage, so you'll want to make sure to avoid getting hit by those. But if you have the Well of Radiance, you should be alright. As long as you're high enough level. Yeah, so I rushed in to get some extra damage there. There you go, a thorny predicament. That's doing it in one phase. There you have the first boss, and you will get a powerful gear drop from this. It's usually pretty decent. I don't know if I have it here because I might have went to my postmaster. Nevertheless, oh, I think I already had it this week before this video, so you can only get it once a week. And again, this Shattered Throne is only available on the Strong Curse weeks, so be sure to get it done if you want to do it on the weeks that it's available. Yeah, so that's the first boss. We're going to move on here. So coming up here, we have a statue of Sir Ido, which is the owner of the Wishender bow. And to start the Wishender quest, you need to interact with this statue.
I failed my queen, but I will redeem myself.
So it'll give you a mission. So I already have it, so there was no pop-up, but it'll say new mission available. That mission is kind of hidden. You'll find it in the Four-Horn Gulch and the Tangled Shore, and it'll just have question marks. Do that mission, and then you'll get some tokens, 3 tokens. That you'll basically need to charge those tokens by coming back into the Shattered Throne, and you'll have these relics that you need to carry to certain spots. Basically, you got to spawn these hidden enemies, and when you kill those enemies, or it's like a hidden boss basically, when you kill those bosses, it'll charge the token. And there's 3 different ones you got to do. So once you do that, then you'll get the bow when you interact with the statue again. I may or may not make a video for that, but I'm sure you can find some guides online for that as well. So just a little bit of platforming bit here, nothing hard. And then you're going to fight 4 wizards up here, also not difficult, just take your time and play it safe. Then you're going to go up a series of lifts, have some more platforming sections, fight some enemies here and there. Nothing too tricky, it's pretty straightforward.
town.
Alright, so there's going to be some taken blaster things here. I can't speak for hunters, as I have not actually done this on a hunter yet, but what I like to do with the warlock is wait until the ones close to me are finished blasting, and then just kind of float above all of them. Now these hobgoblins can get you. You see, I can't get an angle on them from here. So I'm thinking this part will be pretty nerve-wracking if I try to solo this solo. I'm sorry, do this flawless solo. Like the whole dungeon, no deaths, that's a triumph. So definitely probably will want to practice this part, because as you can see there, Hobgoblin got me. Now if I would have landed on the platform, I probably would have been okay. But yeah, that's something to watch out for. And now we're getting close to the final section of the dungeon. Big lift. You got a little bit of more jumping around to do, another lift. I believe this will bring you to the final boss. Yes. So, you might have purification rituals, in which case you might need to be Ascendant for this boss. I show them here, I think. Yep, so complete Shattered Throne while Ascendant. Alright, and our goal is to do this in one phase. It's probably the easiest way to do it, but also there is a triumph for it. Now, there are going to be 2 Scion groups that spawn on the sides. They are a big problem that you want to take care of as soon as possible, because they will multiply like crazy. You'll have like 30 in the room, and at that point you just get overwhelmed. So it looks like we're going to lose here, but we're not. So, with the Warlock and maybe the Titan, you can lift around the outside. I had some hunter friends that struggled to try to do it, so they weren't able to make the jump. But I have not tested it on my own. Maybe with stompies and triple jump, I'm thinking it might work, but it's hard to say. So as you see, there are these 3 huge knights that also are in the room. What you need to do is kill them, and that will give you basically that will allow you to damage the boss. The thing is, if you kill all 3 at about the same time, you'll have 3 stack of it, and you can do some crazy damage. So the strategy is to get the knights low on health, all 3, without killing any of them. And then what we did, you use a Well of Radiance, and you kill them all at once, like with the EP shotgun or whatever. And then again, I'm using the Whisper for this boss. Occasionally the boss will spawn a crystal behind it, and you got to shoot the crystal to basically start the next wave of adds and continue the fight. So anytime you shoot that crystal and break it, there are going to be more Scions coming in that you need to fight. And sometimes the boss will teleport to different sides around the map, but usually back here at the back, it's usually safe as long as the knights aren't on you. The Scions will creep out here a little bit, but this is probably the safest area to kind of camp out until it gets to be unsafe when the knights close in on you. So then I just rotate around the outside. Obviously, if you're a hunter, maybe, you know, going invis will help you get through the room without dying, because you'll be taking a lot of fire through the middle generally. So yeah, tether is very helpful for the Scions. So yeah, you will have some close calls, more than likely, on your first few goes. It's pretty tough. I suggest being at least 570. Yeah, you can do it when you're lower, but it's gonna be a really big struggle. And honestly, 580 or higher is probably your best bet. So I believe these enemies are like 590 or something like that. So yeah, we decide we're gonna kill the knights. So I call it out. I put the Well of Radiance down. We take out 2 of them, 3. Funny enough, my teammates had some struggles here. One guy, his controller died right at this moment, and my other teammate, he was trying to put on his full Reverie Dawn set to get one of his purification rituals. So I basically did almost all of that damage, and we still one-phased it. So it's definitely doable solo, but I think just staying alive and being able to clear out the scions is going to be the really big tough part, and you have to be really patient with killing the knights. And yeah, there it is. That is the Shattered Throne, and that is one of the most fun missions in Destiny 2 up until this point. Now, I believe this platform in the middle does something, but actually I haven't really figured it out yet. But we did not need it for the boss encounter, so I guess it's not essential, but it's worth looking into. Maybe it does something. Yeah, you'll get powerful gear from this. It's a good opportunity to level up if you're still climbing the ranks, and it's a really fun mission. Once you do it a couple times, it doesn't take so long. But I appreciate you guys watching, and subscribe if you want to see more Destiny 2 videos. I'll catch you next time. Thanks.